All right, moving into section 1C, at least 1C part 1, displaying quantitative data, and this will be all about dot plots. This might be one of the fastest skills that we get through because dot plots are probably the easiest plot to make. It's definitely the easiest one that we make in this course. It might be the easiest sort of graph of data that you've made in your life. The textbook gives a really long and involved method for making a dot plot. We're not going to do that. We are going to steal some keywords from it. So I will often combine steps 1 and 2, and I'm going to just tell you to label and scale the axis. Label and scale an axis. This is going to be the x-axis. So you can see down here, we've got an example that we can talk about, and then after we talk about these brief notes, we'll make one together. Then I'll have you guys make one on your own. Label. Label is really just what's the context? What are we talking about? And a scale. And I know that you've taken many, many math classes and you should be well aware your scale needs to be consistent. We can't go 13, 15, 22, right? You've got to kind of go with some consistent scale. Here we're jumping by 1. Sometimes you'll jump by 10, but you can't bounce all around. If there's a gap, we need to see that on your graph. Label and scale your axis. This is not um, just for dot plots. Anytime you make a graph, sometimes in stats we call them plots. Anytime you make a graph, label and scale your axis. We need the context and we need the numbers so that we know what's going on. And then it just says plot your values. This is really just put a dot above every location that uh, and that dot corresponds to a value. So here at 17, we can see that there are 3 dots. That means 3 students had a 17. And I'm going to assume that this is 17 out of 20 and that a bunch of kids had A pluses and a whole bunch of kids got a 20%. That would be. So we're not given this data set here because I just wanted you to be able to visualize one. They're really straightforward to make. So by definition, a dot plot just shows every data value as a dot on a number line, and that dot is placed at its location. So you can take a second and pause if you want to read through this. But they're measuring lead levels from water samples in a town called Flint, maybe something you've heard about. And lead levels above 15 parts per billion in general are pretty bad. So, with that said, let's make a dot plot. I am going to first make an axis. I'm going to label it. So I'm just going to say lead in parts per billion. And then we need a scale. We start at 0, we go up to 104. That's a pretty big jump. Space will extend our line. Minute. Now we just need dots. Label and scale your axis. Cool. Then we're putting dots. So we'll just do 0 together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I am going to just put 13 dots. I think that was 13. It's a little bit easier to start at the other end. I'm going to put a dot at 104, roughly. I'm going to put 2 dots way down here at 42. We just stack them. I'm going to put a dot at 29, 22, 21, and 20. Sometimes you'll see me kind of do a couple things all at once. And then we can fill all this stuff in, but you know me, I like to cheat and have the book do things for me. Their dots are always a whole lot more uniform than mine. So there is the textbook version or the computer version of um, our dot plot for lead levels. Label, scale, dots, all set. That's how easy dot plots are. You guys ready to try one? You know what to do. Pause, practice, then hit play. Even though this is world's fastest video, I will do this whole dot plot by hand and not take the cheating way out. I think I'm gonna change my scale. So I'm gonna start at 1 and jump to 150, 2, 250, 3, and I don't think I need the 350, but I'm gonna stick it there anyway. All right, and then we'll see how easy it is. You can actually just go one at a time. 150, let's put a dot. 150, let's put a dot. Two more of those. Dot, dot. 125. Okay, just go in between. 175, dot. 125, dot. 150, dot. You guys see what we're doing here? Pretty straightforward. Hopefully you've already done this. You got a 175 and a 250. And then we do the other side. 175, 3, 50. 175, 2, 250, 175, 150, 150, 125, 175. That's it. That's a dot plot. Only thing we need, I did my label and I got so excited about changing my label. Sorry, I did my scale and I got so excited about changing my scale, I didn't give it a label. If you do that on quiz day, great, but you're going to get hit with that -1. So let's make sure we give it a scale. It's cost. Done. That's dot plots. See you next time.